What's going on, guys? It's Steven here from Digital Renovations. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the little bell icon and grab a cup of coffee if you want to help me out and stay up to date with the latest videos here at Digital Renovations. What if I told you you could have a Linux machine right now for free? Sounds too good to be true? Today we're going to be talking about virtual machines on your local computer. For me, this has been a complete game changer when it comes to learning and experimenting in my home lab. The freedom to fearlessly be trying things, breaking things. It's the true ultimate power in IT. If you're ready, let's jump in. First, we're going to need a couple of things. Today, we're going to need a Type 2 hypervisor called VirtualBox from Oracle, which is a fancy way of saying we need an application that runs virtual machines for us. Don't worry, it's free. If you're interested, a Type 2 hypervisor runs on an operating system, but a Type 1 is more enterprisey. It sits on the machine hardware directly in the same way that your operating system does and manages the virtual machines directly without the need for Windows or Linux to be running. Pretty cool, but we'll try and keep it simple today. So, head over to the VirtualBox website, virtualbox.org, where we're going to download the package for your operating system. So once you get there, download VirtualBox. And up here we have the different operating system versions. I'm running Windows, so I'm going to click Windows. It's going to download the latest version of that for me. We're also going to want this VirtualBox extensions pack, so we'll click that and download that as well. Now, the other thing you're going to need is an ISO file for the operating system you want to install. ISO files are an image file like when we download images in Docker. You can also use them to make bootable thumb drives, which we'll cover in another video. I'm going to be running Lubuntu. It's a lightweight distribution of Ubuntu that can run on low-end devices. I currently have it running on an ePC from 2007, so if you're not sure if your computer is set up to run a virtual machine, this could be a good option for you. I also did a test run using Elementary OS. It worked, but on my old hardware, it's a bit laggy. So let's head over to the Lubuntu website now. Lubuntu.me. Click Get Lubuntu, and then we're going to download the 64-bit version here. We're going to take a break here. You can pause the video, enjoy that coffee I mentioned, and wait for everything to download. When everything's downloaded and you're ready, jump back in and follow along. Now we're ready to go. First, let's install VirtualBox. What I'll say here is that the default values are usually the correct values, so I'm just going to be frantically clicking the next button like a madman to get this installed. Alright, and there it goes. Excellent. We're going to click Finish. It's going to start up. Now's a great time to install that extensions pack as well. So just off screen, I've double clicked the extensions pack. I've already installed it before, so it's just going to ask me if I want to reinstall it. I'll click yes. Terms and conditions, I agree. And now we're good to go. It's installing the package over here in the background. So now we're ready to create our new machine. Over here we're going to click the New button. And we're going to give it a name. I'm going to call it Ubuntu-demo. We're going to leave it to go into the default directory, and we're going to select our Lubuntu ISO file that we downloaded earlier. Click Next. Now we're going to need to give it some memory and CPU. I'm going to give it 1 gig of RAM, 1024 megabytes, and 2 processors for my CPU. We're going to be sharing these between the host machine and the virtual machine. Click Next. Now it's going to ask about hard drive size. I'm just going to give this 10 gig. Next. Bit of a summary, we're going to click Finish. Alright, now we can see our Lubuntu demo is here. It's currently powered off, so we're going to click Start. Powering up the VM. Alright, start it up on our second screen. We're going to click try or install. Now it's telling me right now that it's noticed I've clicked the mouse, and it's going to allow the virtual machine to take ownership of the mouse and keyboard. And if I press the right control button, it's going to break it back out to the host machine, so we don't get stuck in the virtual machine if it's full screened. Alright, we can now see that the install is starting up. Okay, now the install is up and running. We're going to tell it to install Ubuntu. Alright, we're going to run through this in English. Click next. It knows where we are, so we'll click next. English orientation for the keyboard. Now I'm going to select just the minimal installation here. You can select whatever works best for you. Now we're going to say to erase the disk. This isn't your main hard drive that it's erasing here. The virtual machine only knows that it exists. It knows that there is a 10 gigabyte hard drive there that you've allocated space-wise to it, and it's going to partition that space within the hypervisor to install on. So we'll click next. We'll give it our name, name of the computer. We'll set an incredibly weak password and tell it to log in without asking for permission. And install. Alright, we might leverage a little bit of movie magic again here. It's going to take a little while. Sit back, enjoy that coffee, and we'll jump back in once the install's finished. Alright, and we are done and installed. It's going to ask us to restart, so we'll click done. The virtual machine's now going to restart itself. We can see Lubuntu powering up. Remove the installation medium and hit enter. So we're going to hit enter. And there we have it. We are in our own virtual Linux machine running on our Windows machine. Click in, it's got a little manual here and all sorts of stuff. Because I have chosen the minimal install, you can see there's not actually a lot installed here, but it does mean that you get to go out and choose exactly what you want to put in there. Now you can treat this just like a regular computer, so if you're done, you can shut down, you can do, leave, whatever you want to do. But you are also able to jump into VirtualBox, and from here you can pause it, you can stop it, either as a standard shutdown, power off, which is sort of like ripping out a power cable, or you can save the state. Click save state. It's going to remember where it's up to. Saving, 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 saving. Saved. We can jump back in again with a normal start. And it's going to restore from exactly where we left off. There we have it. Thanks for joining me on this journey today. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe if you found this helpful and want to see more content like this. We might do a bit more of a deep dive on what's possible within VirtualBox as a later video. Until next time, have a good one.